My name is John Malillo. I am a regional sales manager for Philips Solid State Lighting Solutions, formerly Color Kinetics. We're a Burlington, Mass-based company. We were in business now for 11 years. We were based primarily in Boston, Massachusetts, and just recently we moved to Burlington, Mass. Everything we do is LED-based lighting systems. It's also called solid-state lighting. It's a kind of a new wave of the future in regards to illuminating certain types of applications. We've been primarily known as a color-changing RGB lighting fixture manufacturer, but more recently, in the last few years, we've come out with more and more white light technologies, which we're showing here today at the Energy Conference. People seem to think that there's been some notions out there that LEDs aren't very bright, they cost too much money, things like that. There's a lot of things that have to be disclaimed to say that they actually do last a long time, they do save energy. Some of the fixtures you see here are very energy efficient. This particular fixture here is a downlight. It is equivalent to around a 45-watt halogen. It only draws 15 watts to get the equivalent light output. Another fixture here we sell would be a under cabinet light called the EW Profile. It draws only 5 watts per foot, as opposed to the traditional xenon substitute, which would be somewhere around 25 watts per foot. It comes in different temperatures, color temperatures, such as warm, you're seeing here, and then you're seeing the cooler would be something like this, around 4,000 Kelvin. The biggest thing about some of these fixtures you see here is not only the fact that they are LED-based, they have very low heat, but the thing is everything here has no external power supplies or ballast. So you see everything here that they run straight 120 volt. Some of the items are actually dimmable. If I go over here, you can actually dim the fixtures using a conventional electronic low voltage dimmer. There's really no other company that I'm aware of today that can be able to power LEDs using straight 120 volt and also allow them to dim using conventional dimmers. Another fixture you can see here, again, a white light fixture. This is an exterior grazing fixture. If you look towards the ceiling, you'll see this pumps out light 20, 30 feet with very little difficulty, only drawing 15 watts per linear foot. But it's an exterior rated fixture. It allows to highlight building facades. We also make this one in a RGB or color changing fixture, and we've been primarily known as an RGB color changing company, but again, more recently in the last couple of years, the white light LED technology has allowed us to go more into the white light applications. Again, there's been some notions about cost. Just to give you an idea of cost, this particular downlight, it lists for about $250, where more of a traditional downlight would be somewhere in the $100 to $125 downlight. But when you take into consideration all the benefits, low consumption, long life, when we talk about long life, it's more like 50,000 hours. So these particular fixtures, every fixture you see here will last 50,000 hours to 70% initial output. So although it'll last considerably longer than 50,000 hours, there's standards being put in place to say that 70% of initial output is at 50,000 hours. Trying to think here. The other notion is that LEDs generate a lot of heat. There's no heat actually on the beam, so my hand won't burn over the actual fixture. There's heat that gets dissipated into the fixture itself, into the metal heat sink that's the engineering team has done for us. There's been talk about LEDs not being bright enough. We have fixtures that can light up even today, over 11 or 12 stories using LED light fixtures. In particular, we have an application in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the Hard Rock Casino is lighting up using some color-changing fixtures to light up from the first story up to the 12th story of the hotel. Most recently, we've come out with a new fixture we announced at our industry trade show called Light Fair. The fixture's called the Color Reach. It can throw light upwards of 400 feet to get 1 foot candle at 400 feet from the ground, which is very bright. That's 35 stories for the most part. So there's a lot of applications that can be used for LEDs, but right now some of the more difficult things is just general illumination, where you're actually using LEDs to be replacing downlights and fluorescent troffers. We are a few years away, not only our company but many companies, from hitting the price targets in the light output that fluorescents actually give today. But when you're looking for certain task applications, LEDs do a very, very nice job, and Philips Solid State Lighting Solutions is the pioneer behind a lot of this.